I am a man of honor, integrity, and promise. I pursue all righteousness. I love my family. I will not put my family in harm's way. There is nothing that will keep me from doing the right thing. I am an ambassador of hope and a man of discipline. I am a man worth following. I am a TYRO.
Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Cathy TYRO. And for those of you that don't know who we are, Ron and I are the co-founders of the Ridge Project and the co-creators of TYRO.
TYRO is a powerful Latin word which means apprentice, novice, someone learning something new, a warrior.
And when we think about a warrior, what we're talking about is becoming a warrior or a leader inside your home, your community, and your workplace.
You know, I know meeting with a lot of people around the United States, you know, they think that they can compartmentalize that role in their life. You know, you're always being watched. You're always being examined, whether you like it or not. When you put yourself out there, especially being a TYRO in the world that we come from, you know what? It's good to be watched because then it keeps us on our P's and Q's. So when are you being watched? Always.
All the time.
So when are you being a leader? Always. When you being powerful? Always.
And so when we talk about being a leader, what we really want to highlight today and really talk about today is team. What does it mean to be part of a team? What does it mean to be a team leader? And this is super important, or a team player. Yep. And it's important at home, it's important at the community level, and it's very important at the work level as well.
So as we get into this conversation, you know, we are really excited to be here and be part of your journey because we know through experience that, you know what, we didn't get to where we're at by ourselves. We needed help, we needed support, and that's what this is all about. TYRO TV is about helping you and empowering you and really helping you navigate through what you want out of life and how to get there. Because
nobody, as Ron said, becomes successful alone. So as we talk about team today, we're really going to explain to you what do we mean when we talk about being a team leader? What does that look like? And then why? Why does that even matter? Why is it important as you transition from inside to outside? And finally, we're going to talk to you about how to actually mobilize and activate these principles in your life.
So when we come back, we're going to dive deep into this conversation, so you don't want to miss 1 minute of this show. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You'll begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Catherine TYRO's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Cathy TYRO. And today we are talking about team. What does it mean to be part of a team? And what does it mean to be a leader on that team?
You know, the word team is a powerful word that maybe some of us don't like to hear. Some of us aren't team players. You know what? But in order to be successful in life, you got to be part of a team. You know, there is no such thing as a self-made man.
And there's also no such thing as this. I came in alone, I'm going to go home alone. That is total lie. That is not truth.
That is, you know, I remember when I actually heard that for the first time when I was incarcerated, and I actually started thinking like that. But quickly I changed, you know what, I did not come in alone, and I'm not going home alone.
Quickly, Ron tried to tell me that. I was like, are you crazy? You did not go into prison alone. You've got your whole family that's affected by this incarceration experience. Your whole community that's been affected. And as you do time, you can't do it alone and think you're going to become better as you step back outside.
You know, if we look at people who have been successful in their careers, you know, we look at Michael Jordan, for example. You know, maybe in basketball, when he's practicing by himself, he's shooting by himself. But I imagine that in his imagination as he's playing, because I remember as a little kid playing basketball, and I'm pretending, you know, it's the 20 seconds left in the game. It's the bottom of the fourth quarter, right? And it's over. And I take the winning shot. But it's a whole team involved.
But somebody else passed you the ball,
Yeah,
right?
there's a
Somebody
whole-
else blocked the other people for you.
Yep.
And so just because you have the winning shot doesn't make it you came in alone, you went out alone. Does not make you the Lone Ranger. The winning shot is set up by the entire team. We've watched it over and over again. Our daughter's in a ton of sports. And we watch what happens with that whole team so that that player can make that shot. And there's blocking going on, there's passing going on, there's distractions that they're creating for the other players and the other team so that as a team they can be successful. The same thing is true when we're talking about what are we talking about when we say you got to be part of a team and be a leader in a team. That's exactly what we're talking about. Remembering your spot on the team as one of many that are all working together in conjunction for a win.
You know, right now you're doing a bit, and that stands for basic individual training. You know, you're being trained for something. Not only be a leader, but to be a team player, because when you come home, your family is counting on you to be able to pick up the ball, pick up the ball and run and score that touchdown. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for that moment in your life, your team is preparing, your team, I'm talking about your family, is preparing to get on that field with you, because you're going to need linebackers, you're going to need the defensive end, you're going to need wide receivers, because as a quarterback, Dad, right, man of the family, right, as the quarterback, you got to make sure that your rest of your teammates, which is your family, is equipped and trained and ready to move the ball forward. Because if you try to throw a pass and you haven't trained your son or your daughter or your wife to catch that pass you throw,
it's
right?
going to smack them in the head. They're going to wonder what hit them. And so you cannot plan on, you know what, make your plans all by yourself. When we're talking about team, we're talking about a group of people working together, everybody understanding what their role is and understanding what the function of that role is, and cross-training, right? So that you can also step in and you can be that, I don't know the different positions in football. So what, the thrower guy or the kicker guy
Well,
or
you
the
might,
tackler
when you talk
guy.
about all the different positions, you're talking about football, you're talking about, if you're on a baseball team, right?
Right.
The catcher is the captain of the team. Now, the reason why they picked the catcher as the captain of the team, because he's the only one who can see everything all at once. Everybody else is facing him home plate. Even though the pitcher might be the captain of the team when they come out there, but once they all come out there and assume their position, the catcher becomes the captain of the team because he's calling the shots now. But he's trained to do that. The right fielder can't see what the catcher's doing, but now you got to see yourself, Dad and family, as you're positioning your family in right places. This is one thing that we've been able to do, is to really understand the principles. You know, sometimes my son...
Right.
My,
So
right?
what does it mean to be a part of a team?
What does it mean to be part of a team? My job is to help equip them to become better than me, right? Our job is to help people be better than ourselves.
So let's talk about, Ron, you have this really great acronym. So you were sharing that yesterday on what does team mean to you?
And what team means to me is transforming everyone around me, right? TEAM. And what we're doing is, if I want to be on a winning team, I got to make sure I'm transforming everyone around me,
Yeah.
right? To be better than who? Be better than me. I might be the star quarterback. I might be the one that at the end, I might get that, whatever, you know, like the Super Bowl quarterback, you know, he gets all that, but he did not do it by himself. And
Right.
that's one thing I love about great leaders. They acknowledge those around them who make them successful. And men, that's what this is about.
So transforming everyone around me. That puts the responsibility for your team to be successful on you. So many times as we go to games and watch our daughter play and through the years watched our sons play, we saw individuals that decided that they were the Lone Ranger. They make the best shots, they make the home runs all the time, they catch the football all the time, and they get mad at the rest of their team and say, gosh, you know, we would have won that game, but you all suck, right? That isn't how it works. You suck. If your team is not winning, you're part of that people that suck, right? So if you really want to be successful, you have to make sure you are transforming everyone around you so that everybody is better because you are part of their team.
You know, that's a great word. Let's bring it back to the penitentiary experience that men are having, that I had when I was in there. So I remember when guys would get off the bus and they would be put in our unit and they would be acting up, right? They would be not following the rules that we were living by in there. And we would watch them, and then before you know it, they'd get in trouble. They'd lock down the unit, and now we're all locked down because they didn't want to follow the rules of the team. But here's where we fell short. short of that. We didn't take the time to sit with them and tell them, hey, look, this is how this unit runs. This is what we do in here. This is how this team, this machine in here functions. You know, we don't want to get locked down. We don't want to be held back from chow. We want to be the first ones that go to chow. We want to be rewarded for our good behavior while we're here. And so these are the rules, and this is how we function as a team in this place. Right? And so how can we help you adapt to this new experience you're having so that you can function well among us as a team player?
When we come back, we're going to talk about why. Why is it important to be part of a strong team? Why is it important to be a leader within that team? And why is it important for you to be transforming everyone around me?
So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Playing catch, basketball, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. These are all normal things on the outside, but many times are missed in a visitation setting. TYRO Dads brings the same fun experience to the inside through Family Days. As a TYRO Dad, you have the opportunity to participate in this fantastic event. Family Day is designed to allow fathers and families to engage with each other through activities designed to stimulate communication, learning, and play. Family Days will not only be a highlight for you, but for your children as well. The Ridge Project has strategically developed Family Day as an opportunity to help you connect with your child throughout your separation and help both of you develop skills to continue building your relationship when you return home.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Cathy TYRO. And today we are talking about team, why it's important to be part of a strong team and how to be a leader within team.
You know, let's really quick recap the acronym for team. TEAM, transforming everyone around me. You know, this is not a narcissistic or a selfish attitude, because in order to be successful, you got to empower everyone around you to be better than yourself. That means you got to help navigate as a captain or as a leader or even as a follower. You're a cheerleader, you're the CEO, the chief encouraging officer, and you're also finding maybe where somebody's weak and you want to be that strength in their life. Right, so that you are on a winning team. Now, Cathy mentioned earlier that sometimes you may not win the big game, but it's all about the process on what got you to the big game.
Because now you're positioned to win the big game. So if you're on a terrible team, you're not even in position to win the big game. If you want to win the big game, you've got to first get yourself in position, and that means training your entire team.
You know, what Cathy is talking about is why. Why is it important to be a team player? You know, this isn't about you. If you really want to move your life forward, you got to help all those around you move their life forward, their visions and dreams, transforming everyone around me so that everyone is happy. Everyone is reaching their success and their dreams.
And so that you can become successful. Because if you've heard all of the cliches, right? If you run with dogs, you get
fleas.
That's right. If you play in the mud, you get
dirty.
That's right. Birds of a feather
flock together.
Okay, so you've heard them all. And that is so true. So if you want to do better, you have to start bringing transformation to the people around you. And as you do that, two things are going to happen. One, you'll find that you are becoming better as well. Because as you invest in other people, they invest back in you. And so your whole team becomes stronger. And the second thing that's going to happen is people that don't want to become better, that they don't want to experience that transformation, they're going to begin to fall away. And that's okay, because you can't lug dead weight across the finish line.
You know, why is this important? People are counting on you. You know, you're in a place now where you get to reinvent yourself. You're in a place where you get to re-examine what got you in this place in the first place, right? So now, why is it important? Because people are counting on you to pick up the ball and to run across that finish line, to take those hurdles that are in your life and jump them. They're counting on you to be that strong leader where their team has been waiting a long time for you to come home and pick up not where you left off, right? But really where it's going to begin.
Right, at the fork in the road. So you probably left off right here at this fork. So now you had two options: to continue on in the path that you were going and get worse and worse and worse, or to take the other fork in the road and become better and actually lead them to a place of victory. And victory looks like this: stability, safety, security, and being home. And so if you want that victory in your life, you've got to build your team. So we talked about building team inside. Why is it important? Because team influences you. You are affected by who you hang out with. And so if you're infecting people then you better be sure and know that they're infecting you right back.
You know, examine yourself where you're at right now. What does your team look like? You know, do you have discipline in your team, or do you have laziness in your team? Do you have procrastination in your team, or do you have determination in your team? You know, you got to examine yourself first eternally. Have that autopsy, if you will, that internal autopsy, and take out that which is killing the team, right? And then put in what will resurrect it, what will give it life and power. Now, let's look at you've heard in the penitentiary where they say, weed out your garden, right? Now, come on, now we're talking about the team now. So look who you're hanging with. If the people you're hanging with inside this penitentiary are always going to the hole, getting in trouble, going to the gambling table, trying to get over on people, that's not the winning team.
Right.
That's a team of manipulators and people really who are preying on people.
They're not even in position to win. You want to get in position to win, then team is the most important thing you have. And part of that team, remember, is you investing in other people. Your job is to make everybody in your sphere of influence better than you.
Why is this important? Because when you hit the streets, gentlemen, when you go home, you got to know this. Your word is what? Doo-doo. Your word is doo-doo. So you have to begin building that principle. Why is this important? Transforming everyone around me, because people right now, you know, when you get home, you got that prison number, they're not going to want to be around you unless you're bringing the antidote to the situation.
And when you start behaving like that, then you are going to be surprised at the amount of support you get. People are going to seek you out. They're going to want to be part of whatever it is you're doing because they're seeing transformation happen everywhere you go. Everything you touch becomes better because you touched it. That's all part of becoming better and making people better around you.
So this isn't going to be easy. This is a process, but it's going to be worth it. So listen, we come back, we're going to talk about, we just talked about the what and the why. Now we're going to talk about how to do it. Okay, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss this, and we'll be right back.
Dear son, it's been hard these last few years, watching you grow up without me in the picture. Never taking the time to find out how you were or what was going on in your life. You're just a boy, I thought. You don't need me. I didn't need my dad. He was never around, I told myself. But I was wrong, son. I'm supposed to be a grown man. I was selfish. I was stupid. I was thinking of me, not you. If I could go back, son, and change things, I would. It's taken me all this time being selfish to finally grow up and realize I need to be a responsible man. That's what I finally learned, not from prison, but the TYRO program. It's all about becoming a better, stronger man. Wish I would have gotten it sooner. Everything looks different to me now. I'm a changed person. I know I need to be there for you now. It's not about me anymore. It's not about being cool. It's not about who I run with. It's about mom. It's about you. It's about being a better man, learning something new in my life. It's about being a TYRO, a man worth following. I'm your dad. You're my son, and I love you. I am a TYRO. I'm a TYRO. Dad.
If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO or just want to know more, contact your local Ridge Project facilitator or your caseworker.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Cathy TYRO. And today we are talking about team.
Transforming everyone around me. And that doesn't mean to look like you or to run with you if you're running with dogs, because you know if you run with dogs you get fleas and all that. We're talking about transforming everyone around yourself to be better than you. That's what we're talking about.
So in this segment we're going to talk to you about how do we actually make that happen. And the number one thing, the first thing you have to do is have an attitude, a winning attitude and a team attitude. That means deciding, because see, your attitude isn't affected or infected by things that happen around you. It's a decision. And so if we just just let our emotions carry us away, then we're behaving like a 2-year-old. When we make a decision and we instead let our emotions feed us information so we can make a conscious decision on what we need to do next, that is an adult and that is a team leader that says, you know what, I'm making a decision to have a positive attitude, to have an attitude that says, you know what, we're going to go get it, we're going to go after it, and we're going to accomplish what we seek.
In other words, even when you're moving the team forward and there's hurdles or something doesn't go your way, you're not going to take your basketball and go home.
Or
right?
D-tip.
Or you're going to D-tip. You're going to not take it personal. Don't take it personal. It's all part of the process. It's all part of becoming better, transforming everyone around me to reach their goals and dreams and desires. The attitude is so important because it will dictate how everyone else will. If you have an attitude of misery and complaining, if you have an attitude of it's all about me and this selfishness, if you have an attitude, I don't like them, or you know what, they're not, it's not fair. If you have that attitude, people don't want to hang around people. That's not success. When people are like that, guess what? They're always got their hand out. They never have a hand up. And the second one is focus. You know, with your attitude and your clarity of vision and your clarity of how you're pursuing what you're talking about and what you're doing with your team, you got to have a clarity of focus, man. You got to know exactly where you're moving to. What's the needle you're trying to move with your team? Right? You just can't, this ain't going to happen happenstance. You're not just going to fall into this. Right?
That's exactly right. Your focus has got to be, as Ron said, laser pinpointed focus. And that means you have to know what it is you're going after, and you have to make a decision. Okay, team, we are going together, we're going to accomplish this. And when we get to that point, we're going to know it because it's going to look like this. And so when your focus is there and you know exactly where you're going, exactly what it's going to take to get there, and you've got the right attitude, then you are strengthening your team to transforming everyone around me.
I remember when I used to do 2-a-days in prison, right? And I would be working with a group of guys in the weight room, and we called it the car. You know, who's in your car? You know, or you better kick that guy out the car. You know, all those things that we do when we're in the weight room. But I tell you what, the car I was with, these guys were intent and they were focused. They had an attitude of winning. They had an attitude that they were going to bench press that one day. We might have started out with just a bar. We might have started out with maybe 225 plates. But I tell you what, the attitude they brought to me was, TYRO, you can do it. TYRO, we're going to help you do 10 pull-ups. We're going to teach you how to do 50 push-ups a set. We're going to get you to the place, Mr. TYRO, where you can do 500 push-ups in 30 minutes. But it's going to take time, and we're here to back you up. We are part of a team. And now my job was to encourage them also to do the same thing that they were doing to me. My job was to pump and motivate them that, okay, we have a goal. We're all going to bench press 225, for example, in 6 months. Let's go. And we would begin to show up on time. Ooh, listen to me. Show up on time because, you know, in the weight room, first one to the weight room gets to call the machine, right? Show up on time and not only be there, be present right there when we're working out, not being distracted by what's happening on the basketball court or in the day room, but we're focused. Well, that's how you have to be with your family. You got to be intentional about it. You got to have attitude and focus when you're talking about transforming everyone around me.
And if your focus is off, you're going to end up somewhere you do not want to be. I mean, think about it, people, if you wear glasses, right? If you don't have your glasses on, it's hard to decide where the letter actually is or what it actually says. You put your glasses on and things suddenly come into focus, it becomes very easy to reach your goals. And that's just as important when we think about if your focus is off, you need to get on your team somebody that can help bring it back. And you're going to attract people that their focus is off. If they don't quickly adapt and figure out how to get that in focus, you need to get them off your team. Focus is vital to the success of the team.
Another way of looking at focus is being accountable. Listen, man, you're on a team. That means you're holding each other accountable. Transforming everyone around me, man, this is a lot of work, but it's a lot of growth, and it's a great experience when you allow it to have its perfect work in you, because the team will always win, even when there's somebody weak, because we know that we can't get where we're getting because the person in your team, they got something you don't have. They got something you need, you know, and so you need to bring the right elements, the right individuals around you that you can empower with what you have, and they will empower you because everyone on the team has the same attitude and same focus, transforming everyone around me.
And the third thing, so we talked about having the right attitude, we talked about having the right focus, right, a laser-like focus. The third thing is be results-oriented. And that is super important because if you're not results-oriented, you're just going to continue on and go the journey and not ever have a destination. And so it's super important to be able to know what are the results we're looking for and when should we experience those results and how do we apply those results. Because as you build your team is working towards a single thing. And I look at all the teams that I I've been part of, whether that's at work and we have a project. We complete that project and we look at the results and we say, did we do the absolute best we could? Was this successful? Then we set a new result. We say, okay, we accomplished that. Now the next result we're working towards. And that way you are bringing transformation. You're being results-oriented, you're actually getting to see the fruit of all the labor you're putting into this.
Now listen, when you start to move like this, what Cathy's describing, and you really are goal-oriented, and you're focused, and you got a group of people around you, now you take that, what you're learning in the penitentiary, that principle of hard work and discipline and perseverance and determination, right? You take those principles and you apply them to the team at home because they're counting on you, right? They're counting on you to be able to pick up the ball and tell and be able to discern what needs to be done because you're at a place, you're in a training ground, you're doing a basic individual training. But you got to understand, when you start to move and think like this, the haters are going to come out, man.
Because the struggle is real.
The struggle is real, and the haters are going to come out, and they're going to try to knock you down, get you off your square, get you to go to the hole or whatever. But you got to maintain integrity. You got to maintain that stability because I'm telling you, you're no longer a slacker, Tyro. You're no longer a slacker. You're not waiting for somebody to do it for you. You're not waiting for something to come your way. You're going to go make it happen. And when you start to think like this, you will attract people who've been waiting for such a time as this, and you will attract others with such great strengths that they will help you as you help them achieve their goals and the results that they're looking for.
So we gave you the 3 top points, the 3 things on how. How do you actually build a strong team? How do you become a team leader that transforming everyone around me? So first is the attitude, getting the right attitude. The second one was making sure you have focus. And the third one was being results oriented. When we come back, we're going to tie it all up and bring it all together. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You'll begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Catherine TYRO's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron TYRO.
And I'm Cathy TYRO. And today we are talking about the importance of team.
You know, you can't even move in life if you're not part of a team. You know I've met a lot of individuals who thought they could get far in life all by themselves. You know what? They're lonely, they're miserable, they never have that fulfillment because they never empowered anybody else. They've never helped somebody else achieve their dream. And that's what being a team member is all about, helping others.
Once we realize the importance of team, you know, we take that same attitude towards our family, and you become actually the coach of your team, Dad. When you think about raising your children, your sons and your daughters up to a place of being successful and making sure that they have the right attitude, that they're focused, that they're results oriented, that's part of your job. And if you're not practicing that in your own life, you can certainly not expect your children to understand how to be part of a team themselves.
You know, transforming everyone around me is a duty, it's an obligation that we have as men of honor, men of good character, to transform everyone around me where they're not raping, they're not stealing, they're not killing, they're not robbing, they're not doing any of that ugly stuff, man. What they're doing is they're bringing healing, they're bringing a cure. You are the antidote, TYRO. They're bringing life, they're bringing resurrection, they're bringing joy, they're bringing happiness, they're bringing security, they're bringing all these positive attributes that a TYRO man carries into every part of their life. And that's what we're asking you to do as a TYRO, to become that team leader, transforming everyone around me to be better than me.
So as you begin to practice these skills inside the gates, it will become second nature to you, so that as you transition back out and into your community, you will be ready to take your place as a team member and a team leader. Remember, even inside the walls, you have a tremendous opportunity to impact the lives of your children and build that team and encouraging them to overcome every stereotype and every obstacle in front of them. We are counting on you, Dad, but not as much as your kids are counting on you.
You know, your family is counting on you, man. You know, the word TYRO, I said earlier, is a powerful word. It means apprentice, novice, someone learning something new. Also, being a team member and team leader, you got to have humility. You got to be teachable. You got to be wanting other people have so much insight and so much knowledge that you need it. But if you're not teachable, then you're not part of the team. You're actually in the way. So always remember that as long as you remain teachable, you can grow and you can help others grow.
Well, we hope that today we've challenged you to grow in some new way. And we want to thank you for allowing us to be part of your journey.
So until next time, always remember,
We are rooting for you.
I am a man of honor.
I am a man of integrity.
I am a man of faith. I am the antidote.
I am a man of discipline. I am a leader.
I am strong.
I am a man worth following.
I am a TYRO.